Hey there folks, this is Joe DeAngelis here with a much delayed review of the Grand Budapest Hotel, Wes Anderson's latest film. Pardon me for a second. Okay, so I watched this film on Thursday at the closest art house movie theater to my house. So, that's usually how I get to see things like Grand Budapest Hotel or Moonrise Kingdom. And for those of you who are unaware of the Grand Budapest Hotel, it's directed by Wes Anderson, who has directed films such as The Royal Tenenbaums, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and his most recent hit, Moonrise Kingdom, which, in my opinion, seemed to be really his most like mainstream film. And it's actually a very good movie in my opinion. It's a love story between these two young people. They're probably like 12, 13 years old, I would guess. And it takes place in the 60s around like the New England area, I guess. It's really one of Anderson's best works in my opinion. For a long time my favorite one has been The Royal Tenenbaums. But this has changed today with the Grand Budapest Hotel. The story is a flashback within a flashback within a flashback. It opens in modern day where a young woman is visiting the grave site of an author, a famous author, and reads his book, The Grand Budapest Hotel. And then we see him talk about his experiences when he's still alive in 1985, played by Tom Wilkinson. And then he talks about his experiences in 1968, played by Jude Law, when he's interviewing the hotel's owner and former lobby boy, Zero Mustafa, played by F. Murray Abraham. And F. Murray Abraham is relating his stories from the 1930s when he first became a lobby boy, and he was the protege of Monsieur Gustav, played by Ralph Fiennes. And yeah, I know it took a while to get there, but the main story in the film basically goes like this. Monsieur Gustav H. is the concierge for the Grand Budapest Hotel, this really lush, extravagant, beautiful, very European hotel. And a lot of people visit there because of Gustav. And one of the, people who stays at the hotel, played by Tilda Swinton, is had a relationship with this man, and he's had relationships with other women. Had a relationship with this one for about 20 years, and then she dies. Apparently she gets killed, and as a will is drawn up, it's found out that he has come into possession of a beautiful painting called Boy with Apple. And now her son, played by Adrian Brody, wants him arrested because he believes that Gustav had a role in the death of his mother. And I don't want to spoil anything beyond that. Now, if you know anything about Wes Anderson, you know he's a very quirky style. His dialogue is very fast sometimes, and it's a lot of stuff in like details. Like, he's the type of person that will have an extreme close-up of a sign because he feels it's important, and there's really weird details. Like in Royal Tenenbaums, there's a weird detail where you have the light switch that you pull down, and you see like a Monopoly piece. One of like the houses like on the end, I believe, or something. I haven't seen the film in a while, but if you look closely, that's what it is. And there's a lot of detail in his films. That's led to people saying his films really aren't about anything, which I don't think is very true. It's you either have only watched select scenes, or you really just have not seen his films. You've just seen maybe images and only refer to what other people talk about. Like, because a lot of it is in the production design, I'll admit that. But I feel that he does create some great characters. And he really creates one of his finest characters with Gustav H., the Ralph Fiennes character. And he is this delightfully charming, charismatic individual, and you just love this man. And he's just, you get the sense that he's just so respected. And when he's arrested, it's kind of puts the hotel in a weird situation. you know. And then there's, it makes me think of Gene Hackman as Royal Tenenbaum, where, you can't imagine any other person as that character except for that person. And Ralph Fiennes is the perfect Monsieur Gustave. So that role is perfectly cast. All the other roles are excellent. I mean, you have Adrian Brody as he's a very like a homophobic son, and there's like a joke in the movie where he uses a pretty derogatory term against Gustav H, and it's just like it's weird. It's a weird little thing, but I laughed at it. Willem Dafoe provides us with like a creepy thug villain type of character. He's like the secondary villain almost. He's got like the brass knuckles and everything, and he's really creepy. Of course, you have Jeff Goldblum in this one, finally in a Wes Anderson film again after 10 years. Last time was in Life Aquatic. Wes Anderson's usual cast of characters have been relegated to more supporting roles. Bill Murray has like a little almost I don't want to say over-glorified, I mean like a larger cameo role as another concierge of a hotel. If you know anything about Wes Anderson, Bill Murray has been in all of his films except for Bottle Rocket, which was Wes Anderson's first film, and they've worked together on all of Wes Anderson's films. And then you have Owen Wilson playing like a concierge character, and then Jason Schwartzman plays another concierge character. So they all play the roles fine. They're fine actors, in my opinion. The young actor who plays the lobby boy is really good. He's another charming character. He's very likable, some ways naive, but also quite intelligent. There's like certain things where, like Gustav H will get caught up in something. He's like, but shouldn't we be doing this? And I found that kind of amusing. And then Saoirse Ronan as Agatha, this baker girl who's involved with the lobby boy. She's also really good in the movie. And the design of this film, the overall feel of the film is like a 1940s European movie, like a movie that takes place in Europe, but it doesn't specify where. So it's basically in this Never Land, but its approximate time is like approaching the dawn of World War II, you could say, and that gives it like a certain level of uncertainty in the air, because there's like these Nazi guys that are kind of in the background of everything that's going on in the film. And it does feel like a Lubitsch film, like To Be or Not to Be, or what's the other one with the one with Frederick March and I believe Gary Cooper. That one somewhat. And then I've heard people say Shop Around the Corner. It's a very European movie. It's like a eclectic European style to it. And I love the art direction beyond that. I mean, there's shots with miniatures of cable cars, miniatures of the actual hotel, and it's transit system. It's just all very charming. It makes for a wonderfully nostalgic atmosphere in the film. But it also contrasts because there are a lot of depressing moments in the film, moments of retrospect where you go, wow, this is deeper than what I thought it was going to be. And that's probably the thing I loved about this movie, is that this could have been just a straight up comedy caper. And, it is very funny. It's a really funny movie, but at other moments you're like, wow, that is depressing as hell. When they get into their moment, because remember, this is all through a series of flashbacks. And, the hotel, especially in the 60s, is not what it used to be. In the 30s, it looks gorgeous. In the 60s, it looks only a little better than your average, a slightly larger Holiday Inn, if you know what I mean. So I would have to say, check this one out. This thing's been doing really well at the box office as well. I just wanted to point that out there. Opening weekend, it made $808,000. And it was only in 4 theaters, and it made $202,000 per theater. That's the screen average, and that's on the 10 best per screen averages ever. which is really cool. Its second weekend, it made like $3 million in only 65 theaters. And this weekend, I looked at the estimates, and it was released to like 300 something theaters. And this weekend it made about 6.7 million, which is really good. I'm really glad that people are enjoying this film. It's been getting great reviews. It's got 91% in Rotten Tomatoes. Last time I checked, it's got an 8.4 on IMDb. I think people are really digging this one, and I think this could be like this is like an early contender for the Oscars. I don't know if it's going to get not recognized because it's being released so early in the game, but in any case, I think it's a fantastic film, and this will probably make my top 5 for the year. So I'd say check it out. If you haven't seen Wes Anderson's other films, but you don't know how you're going to like them, I would recommend Moonrise Kingdom, because that's his most accessible film in my opinion. But if you like that, move on to stuff like Rushmore, The Royal Tenenbaums, things like that. Or Fantastic Mr. Fox, that's a great one too. I'll see you guys later.